a lot going on already, but also a lot not going on simultaneously.
Let's investigate both.
Farm to Label,
Bow, 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 bow.
featuring Caleb Estey. This is a good one. This originally started out as a human stew, funny enough. We did this song in 12 hours here in this studio, and we ended up loving the song so much that we thought, and we thought that it fit the vibe of the album so well that it ended up going on the record. We even say that in the little documentary of the day that we created. Yeah, I see you over there. We go, maybe this should be on the record, and inevitably it was. Also, Carter Flames played on this. This was the first time we got him in the studio. He added sax on this on a different day, and so technically it took it out of it. It took it out of the Human Stew original plan, which it had to be all done by midnight. So the original version of this pretty much sounded the exact same. It just didn't have saxophone on it. We added that later. But yeah, it was a very fast and furious song. We pretty much we ran through everything very quickly. I remember, there was really no second guessing in this one at all.
Yeah.
And Caleb started it out by playing drums, which we just had him. We had him do just on his own. I think we maybe had jammed some stuff that you and Spence, you and him were working on, right? Like you started playing some riffs and having him just play some beats to it, and I think that's initially where the ba 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 came from.
Yeah, so I just had the little power chord riff, ba-na-na-na, and I was like, I want to do breakbeat.
Yeah, and then it was just that was it.
Yeah.
It just became a very breakbeaty song from
And he
there
brought all
on.
those cool synths in and stuff too. But I
He
guess we'll get
did.
into that later.
Yeah, he did bring a pretty cool synth in. So let's listen to a little bit of the verse into the pre-chorus into the chorus here, and then we'll start digging in.
Sweetness bitter, holy sucrose, teeth can rot. Bolder color of my youth, but toxic water blurred the truth. Oh, how far we've come.
Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Oh, there it is. This is how you know we're human, guys. You could say... You could say I blue balled everybody.
Yep. Wow.
Anyway, here's the song.
The truth. Oh, how far we've come. Do you see blue the way I do? The way I do.
So you'll hear in the beginning, it's really just drums and vocals. And we were sort of inspired, or at least Caleb was. He kind of turned us on to this after the fact. He was inspired by some of the David Bowie breakbeaty album that he did that I think was called Earthling. It was in the 90s. And there's even a Trent Reznor collaboration on that, which is very, very cool. So we'll listen to the very beginning here, and I'll solo out some of the drums and the vocals that are happening.
Toxic fields, husk deception, gas produced, farm to label, lose my tongue.
Yeah, really, really crazy drum sound, but mostly due to Caleb. The drums themselves, normal Ludwig kit, nothing crazy going on there. But he brought in a snare that was, he called it the mutant snare. And it was a hybrid marching snare, regular snare that was fused together that he made. And that's what you're hearing right there. So, it sounds like a marching snare, but it's shaped.
It's a big mama.
It's shaped more like a regular snare drum, though.
Yeah.
But it's got the Kevlar marching snare head on it. He might have even had, I forget what snares were underneath it, if they were like normal snare drum snares or marching snares, which are a little different. But very, very unique drum sound for this. And they're just being absolutely smashed.
Smash, dude.
Absolutely smashed with this compressor here. If I take this off, lame.
Wimpy.
Still a good performance by Caleb, but it isn't the sound that this really needed. And this is kind of just the default settings here. When you throw this plugin on, this is just what it does. There's not really a lot happening on the individual channels. I gated some things. I did a little bit of EQing. Like that, this is the most dramatic thing I did. I just wanted some more body out of the snare drum. Let's actually listen to this really quick because this is just the snare here. All right, and then if I turned that off,
Oh, okay.
It needed some oomph. It needed a little more oomph. And then with it back. It was very, very high-pitched. That drum was crazy high-pitched. But yeah, other than that, not a lot of stuff going on. Mostly due the all the compression sound coming from this, and I added a bunch of it and then took a little bit of it away. Classic mixing move. And then some of these drum sounds change throughout. So like you'll hear in the chorus they're a little different. Same kind of idea with the Devil Lock, and again, no plugins on this, except on the whole group of the drums.
Is that the same snare?
No, so this was a different snare. This I think was the Ludwig, the piccolo. We also did crazy things like taping snares to the kick drum. So that lets it rattle a little more. It's got a little bit more of a of just like a, I don't know, it doesn't sound so low and subby like a normal kick drum. It starts to give it some more attack because of that, a little more character. That was a trick I learned from reading a blog about a Rob Zombie song.
Sounds about right.
Got it
Pretty
from
industrial.
Got it from there.
A lot of those industrial kicks have like a distinct attack.
Yeah, and there were no samples used on this at all for the drums. At least I don't think. We might be surprised by something, but I don't remember us using any samples. And then like all the drum fills were done with, again, no plugins, but we did all these like fun filtery moments. Maybe this is one? I don't know what this is. So this is really happening on here. I have some of the high end being cut, but that's just Caleb being a monster. There are some filtery things that happen somewhere in here. We'll find them. But let's go back to the vocal here in the verse. So it's really, oh, and I should touch on the sample. I don't remember where this came from or how we found it.
Scientific way to lose those extra inches.
Caleb just wanted that in there. He just wanted something to be kind of funny in the beginning.
Based.
Yeah. I don't remember where we found that or what the origin of it was, but
Sounds old.
It sounds old. It's like an instructional weight loss thing or health thing. I forget.
I wonder what it is. What is the scientific way?
Yeah, we're telling you. We're telling you now. Here's the vocal.
Toxic fields, husk deception, gas produced, farm to label, lose my tongue.
Yeah, really, really, really cool vocal sound on that. I mean, Caleb just has a great, gritty voice. He was almost going for like this, I don't know, he sounds like an old smoky New Orleans jazzy singer, you know? He's just got this grit in his voice, which I love. And we ended up throwing this like ping pong delay on him that's super tight. Or I guess 16 note triplet delay. Yeah, so you're hearing some of that spread happen in his voice.
Sick fields, husk deception, gas produced, farm to label, lose my tongue.
Yeah, so a big sound from the vocal is coming from this thing spreading out, giving, and it's almost like a reverb effect because of how tight it is.
Toxic fields, husk deception, gas produced, farm to label, lose my
I think the idea was we wanted it to sound like he was shouting this to a lot of people, almost megaphony, but we didn't want to go that route. Like, we wanted this to sound almost like a speech
Right.
he was giving.
At the podium.
At the podium, exactly. We have these little incidental vocal things that are happening here. I don't know.
farm to label.
Whoa.
We emphasized that, I guess, because it was the name of the song. And yeah, other than that, not really much else happens. We have a little whoop, verse whoop. How else could you explain that?
I think we recorded all of those little bits and bops that happen throughout the verse, kind of just like not even to the track or to the click.
Yeah.
Just like picked our spots
Fun
for those
Machine
later.
One? Isn't that in here?
Yeah, there's a Fun Machine one. I
Digital
think
Spiders.
That is just my Mercury 7
Oh, yeah.
reverb.
Yeah,
I don't
this.
remember what this is. Is that a sample?
I have no idea. Let's investigate.
Marasenzo.
Yeah, so that's your guitar running
Marasenzo
through
arpeggiator, yeah.
running through a synth pedal, and then edited even further with the filter murky setting on the delay designer.
Need that.
I mean, what a great
So
sound!
murky.
What a great sound!
Tongue,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Sounds like Pac-Man death.
home for
Yeah, video game death, which is like,
Yeah.
yeah, that sort of informed the music video to this, right?
Yeah.
And that actually is everything that happens in that first verse. It's sort of sparse and barren on purpose. And then we move into the pre-chorus here.
teeth can rot.
Oh no, I lied. There's kind of a second half, right? There's a second half of the verse where we introduce some keys.
Teeth can
So these swells from the Fun Machine. And they're all very organic, not necessarily perfectly in time. I think they were played to the track, but they're not all exactly the same. Some of them end a little earlier, they're swelled a little differently.
teeth can rot.
Yeah.
Boulder color of my youth, but toxic water blur the truth.
Yeah, and then there's these two little moments we created on his vocal here of automation.
Teeth can rot.
So I automated this delay. I think it's on here, right? So the delay that's on his vocal gets automated.
Teeth can rot.
Yeah. Just to make that word sound gross. Rot. We wanted him to dip
Can
down.
rot.
Blech. And then it goes up,
Water blur the truth.
just a little blurry,
Goddamn.
like it's a VHS tape that fucked up.
Space turkey.
That's the space turkey setting on the delay, on the H delay there. I should save that as a preset. Yeah, okay. And then, yeah. So we added, the whole track, again, this is what you want to do, kids. Slowly build, slowly add things throughout the track, make it more exciting. Not always, but we tend to do that in our productions a lot of the time. You want to keep the listener engaged. We want to keep ourselves engaged in the song. You don't want to be bored halfway through the tune. And you can do this in really subtle ways. These are more like extreme examples of how to do this, I think. But this song kind of called for those types of moments to feel wacky and weird and strange. And we just were excited by them when they were happening. So we did them.
Listen to your own attention span.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Scan the song for lulls and bumps and little gaps.
Yeah.
Fill the gaps with whatever you want.
Whatever you want. The world's your coaster. Toaster.
Peace. Onward.
Do you see blue? The way
So a lot of stuff gets introduced here. We have the group vocal.
Do you see blue the way I do, the way I do?
So let's take Caleb's main out of here. Listen to just the background
I
vocals
do
that are
not
happening.
remember doing this many tracks. It's crazy.
Well, that's a lot of me.
It is a lot. I don't think it's any me.
Yeah, I remember Zach stacking the fuck out of that, man.
You see blue the way I do.
Very cool. Very, very cool. This is also where the sax gets introduced. So this is where we had Carter start. I remember the way we had him do this. Let's see if we actually use everything. No, okay, so if you look at the automation of the track, we ducked some stuff. So we basically just had him play through it like 2 or 3 times.
He had never even heard the song.
Yeah, he
Here's
just
a song.
just
Here's
wa-
the key. Go for it. And he like came up with most of these riffs.
Yeah,
like first
iconic.
run. Yeah. Tank.
So he run and gunned this, these riffs, and then we sort of just we cherry picked. So like in this section, we took him out. Then we brought him back here, dipped down some stuff. Then we lowered here. I mean, once he was in, he was kind of in. We really only removed a couple things halfway through here and kept a lot of it. So, and this might also be like a comp of what he did. Like I said, he might have done 2 or 3 takes, and then we sort of just picked, what we thought we were going to use. For whatever reason, the verses felt better without sax in them until I think the pre-chorus is when we really bring it in. But okay, so let's listen to, there's a synth that comes in here too.
Is that the one that he brought? I think that might have.
No, this is MIDI.
Oh, it is.
This is the FF1.
Yep.
Yep, so this little synth, Fab
Oh,
Filter
right,
synth.
right. Yeah.
And
Logic arpeggiator.
it is on, yep, the arpeggiator's on. And
Up and down direction.
yeah,
Engaged.
and just for some reason this got used. This must have been you. You must have put this on here. I never use this reverb plugin. But it sounds good. And there's a knob, definitely. Anything being automated? No, it's just doing that. Great. It worked. Some guitar enters here too. Just some spy synth. Oh, and the introduction of bass.
Oh, yes.
This had to have been the Korg Mini log. I think I remember when we were first kind of jamming out the ideas, I was messing around on that thing. I was just doing like simple little stupid bass lines, and it didn't need much, we just needed some support. That's all it's doing. I mean, I might not have even played this, Zach. This is probably you. I just remember, sitting down in the beginning and just plucking around on a couple,
with
bass sounds. But yeah, great bass tone for this, with the filter sweep happening. Everything's building up. I think, right? Oh, I guess we didn't really turn it. It just does its thing. But we do have our filter sweep fill here that comes in, right? Yeah. I guess it's just EQ'd to be real nasty. Later we start sweeping them. Then chorus.
Read my labels.
Yeah, so we got the drums and super simple. Some more guitar enters. Squishy. That is a squishy riff. And then yeah, Carter just starts ripping it on the sax. some other stuff here didn't get used. Let's see what this is. Oh no! That, for whatever reason, oh, okay. This was muted. This is us building the song. It's here. Right, so we didn't give that away too early.
Yeah, if you're gonna bring back a section in a song, you better be adding and or subtracting at least one layer.
In the words of Carol Brooks, honey, I never do it the same way twice.
And Carol Baskin.
Who's that?
Tiger Man's
Arch nemesis.
Don't know her.
Killed her husband, allegedly, until he was found healthy this year.
Oh.
Yep, he's fine.
God bless.
Guys, he's fine. Onward.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the chorus there. We come out of it with a super cool fill. Absolutely banger fill. Back into the verse, a lot of the same stuff, but then we, again, little moments.
Way for fun.
That's guitar.
That's some guitar running through a bunch of crazy effects. Glass clinks.
Joey was
Down like
Yeah, so I did I think we had 2 levels of water in them to pitch them differently. They were already out of tune, but make them more out of tune.
slinging sitcoms, pumping gas, mow them down like cutting grass. Chosen ones.
My favorite part about this is the rhyme scheme that's happening.
Slinging sitcoms, pumping gas, mow them down like cutting grass.
And I'm playing a glass. We rhymed with the instrument we were using.
Yeah.
Conceptual rhyme. That would have been a 90s like R&B group.
Conceptual rhyme.
Conceptual rhyme.
They would not have done well.
No, they wouldn't have. They actually might have been. It might have been a group that just really never took off.
I like the little reverse vocal thing. I don't think we touched on that yet.
Oh, entering back into, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caleb did this analog. No. He does do it live, though. He goes, he does that live.
Read my lips.
Oh, it's on a separate track. Okay. I put it down here, right. Right. Yeah, I just took, you can actually see, I clipped this part here and just reversed it. That's all.
Read my labels, I am first. Forgo.
That was just me having fun. Just having a little fun. Yeah, sax we took out. And there's a couple other things that happen second half of this verse too. We have some new instruments.
Foreign drug.
There's the fun machine.
Sink.
You can hear him if you really listen closely. You can hear him hitting the keys because I don't have a direct line out from this. You have to mic the speaker up so you can actually hear the keys.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it ended up getting turned into this.
Sink into your plastic love.
You're going crazier and crazier as you listen to this song, you know? That's what we wanted. We wanted psychosis. And that's why it's so stereo spread, and the tremolo ring shifter stuff does all that, you know, adding these to the mix helps it be more in your head. It's a sound that's in your head. Yeah, and these little swells happen throughout. More Maris.
Yup.
Maris, sponsor us, please. We use your gear on all of our recordings. Fun Machine, Swell. Right, brought back from the first verse. All reliable. Pre-chorus. 2? Oh, we got the, okay, cool vocal moment, cool vocal moment.
The plug. Normalize.
Oh.
Yeah. I remember that being sort of like a group effort, like, do this with it, no, do that with it now, and then it was kind of just like, fuck it, we'll do all of them. And we wanted something to help lead us into the next part, and it wasn't. It turned out to not be an instrument so much as the effect that's happening here. So there's just all this automation, automating delays and vocal transformers and all kinds of crazy shit. Let's listen to them solo real quick.
Normalize.
Yeah, you can see some stuff being automated through there.
Important.
So this is all the same take. Just, fucked with differently.
Slightly less important.
Yeah.
Normalize. You see blue.
I don't remember that.
And we got the shaker in there.
The way I do. You see.
Love Carter's sax here. It's such a good sax line. Yeah, we got this cool little suck sound, which I think might be you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's you, Spence. We just had you suck in. It's great. Works. Does the job. I don't think I missed anything. Some of the same picking stuff is brought back. You can see how much of this song is copy paste.
Yeah.
But
looks like Legos.
Not and we tried to do it in a way like you don't want to. That's why we're adding and taking away all these layers and automating things, like trying to breathe some life into it because you don't want it to just feel like a stagnant loop of something you've already heard. Like that could be cool in some instances, but like we wanted this song to feel chaotic and crazy. So once we got all of the bass pieces that we needed to make this, then it was just like, okay, throw this here, loop that, change this around, automate that thing so that sounds a little different. And it was a very chaotic session in a fun way. And I think now we add some new guitar stuff in the chorus.
That's mini log.
That's the mini log, and some guitar happening too with it? No, that's all mini log, I think, right?
Something is Caleb's synth.
One of these?
I think it's that.
At some point. It's also during the solo.
Then it climbs back up. Very cool. Love all that. I don't know what this is. Audio 15. Shaker? Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, like a siren type thing.
You fucking hammering on one of your guitars with a Vega Trem.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now we get some of the sweepy drum stuff. Love that.
That's a totally different vibe.
Great percussion by Caleb here. I think in this section right here is where we both realized we loved Trigun, the anime. So there's an anime which has an amazing soundtrack called Trigun, and I think at some point in this I said, oh man, this reminds me, and he goes, Vash the Stampede, and I was like, dude, you know Trigun. And because this section really, really reminds me of some of the stuff on that soundtrack. It's like a desert punk vibe, but there's a lot of really cool like hand drums and just cool drum grooves that happen throughout that soundtrack. And yeah, this has a lot of cool flavor to it. Audio 48, that's the bass, right? Yeah. You probably played this, right?
I think so.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Little toy piano and glockenspiel. Or no, kalimba. That's cool.
Little bits.
Was that your kalimba, Spence?
Might be MIDI.
No, it's
Bounce it.
it's recorded. No, it's recorded for sure. That maybe
Then,
John
yeah.
maybe John had left his.
It's probably mine then.
Okay, yeah.
It's mine, okay? That
It's
was
mine.
my kalimba, okay? I want the
Sorry,
credit.
dude.
I want the kalimba credit.
Sorry.
Okay.
So we have this cool synth thing that happens throughout this part. This was you, right, Zach?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
this
think
builds.
Caleb was turning knobs while I was
Right.
playing.
It was a
Yeah.
mutual effort.
Those are the best takes.
Yeah. A lot happening all at once.
You'll hear as this develops, there's some knob turning for sure that happens towards the end. Oh yeah, big wave.
I guess the yes, right?
It gets real nasty, dude. Listen to this. Oh, so cool. I love that part so much. And there's a really cool thing that he does on the sax that I feel like really complements this synth lead. Oh my god, how magical is that fucking lead right there that he does? That is so cool. I absolutely love. That's probably my favorite moment in the song. Oh my god, dude.
Nasty bebop phrase.
Woo! And so we go back to the chorus here. This one's pretty similar to the last one, except we introduce the vocals over it. And we actually say the title of the song.
The way I do you see?
I love Caleb's little.
Oh, that's exactly what I'm about to open up here. So, it's in the green. Okay, so it's in here. Yeah, I remember listening back to this. I was like, "That was you? Like you did that? What?
Farm to label.
That's you?
Farm to label.
That's Spence.
Farm to label.
Another Spence.
Farm to label.
That's Caleb, right? Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my god,
Sounds
dude!
like the Casey Rocket robot voice kind of.
Farm to label.
I'm gonna label. So good, so good. And we had a vocoder in here.
Farm to label.
Oh, that we didn't vocode, or
Oh, I think you need
we triggered it with this, right?
Yeah.
So right, very cool.
Impressive. Properly side-chained vocoder.
Yeah, she asked me to do that again. It's gonna take me at least a half hour. I never know how to use that fucking
Yeah.
thing. So yeah, we have this big group vocal that happens here at the end, and oh, I remember this. We recorded the hi-hats separately here at the. Oh, sorry, sax, but drums. We did this separate. I remember we need an ending. We need to like end the song somehow. We had him go back and do that. That then ended up becoming the end of the song. And that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah. A lot of layering. Maybe, did we cover this? Oh yeah, cool guitar. Yeah, some cool bridge stuff that Spence did here. Nice. Oh, and there is a fill that comes back in here. Yeah, really cool sweepy fill. Nice. Yeah, that's it. Farm to label.
Farm to Rachel.
Farm to Rachel.